Andrea Bocelli's life is a remarkable journey from darkness to light, symbolizing the triumph of the human spirit. Born blind, Bocelli's story is not one of limitation, but of immense resilience, courage, and an unyielding commitment to his passion for music. In a world that often places boundaries on those with disabilities, Andrea defied every expectation. His voice, soft yet powerful, has become a beacon of hope, transcending physical limitations to connect with people worldwide. Through his music, Andrea has shown that even without sight, one can see the world in ways others cannot, simply through sound and emotion. His story serves as a testament to the healing power of music and the extraordinary ways it can touch hearts. Humble beginnings in Tuscany. Andrea Bocelli was born on September 22, 1958, in a small village near Pisa, Tuscany. Growing up in a humble farmhouse with his family, Andrea's early years were simple yet full of love. His father, Alejandro, worked in agriculture, while his mother, Eddie, stayed at home to care for him and his older brother. The Bocelli family may not have had much in terms of material wealth, but they were rich in love and devotion to one another. It was in this environment that Andrea's musical soul was nurtured, listening to his mother sing and the sounds of nature around him. Though he would later face hardships, these early years set the foundation for his deep love of music. A fragile start to life. From the very beginning, Andrea's life was marked by challenges. His mother, Eddie, suffered a severe case of appendicitis during pregnancy, and doctors advised her to abort the baby to save her own life. However, Eddie refused, believing that her child's life was worth saving. This act of courage set the stage for Andrea's deep faith in the sanctity of life. Born with congenital glaucoma, Andrea could see only blurry shapes and light contrasts. He grew up in a world without full sight, but he learned to experience it through sound. His music would later become the means through which he would see and express the world. Early lessons in music. Despite the challenges of his blindness, Andrea's parents encouraged him to learn music. They refused to allow their son to be defined by his disability. At the age of 6, Andrea began taking piano lessons, learning to play by ear. Music became his way of interacting with the world around him. Over the years, Andrea expanded his musical knowledge, learning instruments like the guitar, flute, trumpet, and drums. His parents believed that these skills would help him navigate the world, and they were right. Andrea never saw his instruments as mere tools. To him, they were keys to unlocking the world's mysteries, and he mastered them with a dedication that was rare for any young person. A devastating accident. At the age of 12, tragedy struck when Andrea was playing football with his friends. The ball hit his head, causing a brain hemorrhage that left him completely blind. The sight that he once had vanished completely, plunging him into total darkness. In the hospital, doctors did everything they could to save his vision, but the damage was irreversible. Andrea later described this time as when true darkness fell into his life. However, in the midst of this despair, a miraculous event occurred. A recording of his favorite tenor, Franco Corelli, was played in the hospital room, and Andrea was so moved by the voice that he knew in that moment his path in life was clear. He would dedicate himself to music. A journey of patience and discipline. As a young man, Andrea pursued a practical career in law at the University of Pisa, hoping to please his parents. While his heart longed for music, Andrea excelled in his studies, using a tape recorder to capture lectures and memorizing them by heart. The discipline and patience he learned during his years of law school would later serve him well in his musical career. However, Andrea's love for music never faded. In his spare time, he played piano in local bars to support himself. Despite the noise and distractions, Andrea's music had the power to silence the room. His talent was undeniable, and it was clear to anyone who listened that his future lay in music. The breakthrough moment. In 1992, Andrea's life changed forever when he was invited to audition for a demo recording of the famous Italian rock singer, Zucchero. The demo was meant to be sent to the legendary Luciano Pavarotti, But after hearing Andrea sing, Pavarotti himself said, "Why do you need me when you already have this man?" That statement became Andrea's ticket to stardom. Soon after, he was invited to join Zucchero on his European tour, performing in front of tens of thousands of people. Andrea's incredible voice captivated audiences, and his career skyrocketed. Within 2 years, he was performing on major stages across Europe, and his name began to be recognized globally. A global phenomenon. In 1994, Andrea Bocelli won the prestigious Sanremo Music Festival with his song Il mare calmo della sera, marking the beginning of his international career. 2 years later, he released Time to Say Goodbye with British soprano Sarah Brightman. The song became a massive hit, topping charts in over 20 countries and selling more than 12 million copies worldwide. Andrea's voice, which blended opera and pop, resonated with audiences of all kinds. His album Romanza, released in 1997, sold over 25 million copies, becoming the best-selling classical crossover album of all time. By the late 1990s, Andrea had performed for world leaders and became a global icon. Overcoming criticism. Despite his immense success, Andrea faced criticism from some traditional opera critics who accused him of diluting classical music. They argued that his crossover style was too commercial and sentimental. However, Andrea remained steadfast in his belief that music was about emotion, not rules. He never let the critics deter him. Instead, he continued to perform for his fans, singing not only for opera lovers but for everyone, making classical music accessible to the masses. Andrea's music broke down barriers, and his ability to blend pop and opera inspired countless artists who followed in his footsteps. Music for the world. Andrea Bocelli's music transcended boundaries. From grand opera houses to outdoor stadiums, he performed in some of the most iconic venues in the world. Despite being blind, he memorized every stage through sound and the feel of the wind, never needing a guide to help him navigate. During his Voices of Hope tour in Florence, a heavy rainstorm hit the venue, but Andrea sang through the entire performance undeterred by the weather. His unwavering commitment to his craft and his ability to connect with audiences through his music moved people to tears. His story reminded everyone that perseverance and passion could turn darkness into light. A humble heart. Despite his global fame and success, Andrea Bocelli never forgot his humble beginnings. He remained grounded and often returned to his hometown in Tuscany, where he performed at the Teatro del Silenzio, a theater he founded in his valley. The theater is open only one day each year, remaining silent for the rest of the year, symbolizing Andrea's life, a mix of silence and song. Though his voice now echoes in concert halls around the world, Andrea Bocelli remains the same simple man from Tuscany whose love for music and his deep faith in life have guided him every step of the way. His story is a testament to the power of music to heal, inspire, and bring light into the darkest corners of the world.